Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Chase. So, I just wanted to comment on one thing that's gotten pretty crazy the past few days is about the whole what percentage are you talking about? Is this your net worth? Is this your portfolio? Is this your trading portfolio? Is this the percentage of the trade? And I completely understand, right? If you're not following along with someone's feed extremely closely to every single, positional update that they give, things can definitely, and even like looking back into the past, like you would have to know information from the past in order to understand sort of what an individual may be talking about. Um, but yeah, and I saw some things in the recent days, just people saying, that they were all in BTC at 44K or something, and then all of a sudden we're at 30, and they say, oh well, good thing that's just my trading account. It's only 5% of my portfolio, not a big deal. Okay, well then I'm sure if your portfolio gets wiped out, that's probably only 20% of your net worth or something crazy like that. So I just saw a lot of bullshit, and I just want to clarify for what my positions and what I'm talking about when I post to CT. Okay, so in general, I talk in liquid net worth. Okay, because I think that the whole, like I said, having the whole this account, this account, this account, this account. In my opinion, it's just a cop out. It makes it easy for people to backtrack on things and just say, oh, well, it's just a small percentage of my account, whatever. So when I trade, when I do any type of trades or anything, I'm always talking liquid net worth. Okay, that, of course, that doesn't include like a home or a car or anything. So I'm saying liquid net worth, what I have in fiat and what I have in crypto. Okay, so I'll just give you guys an example. If when we broke all-time highs, right, I went 80-20. Okay, so that means because I was super bullish, right? If you have like a spectrum, right? If you had a spectrum of from extremely bullish to extremely bearish and all in between, you'd have say like 90-10. You'd have 80-20. Okay, and this is favoring crypto. Okay, so this is favoring crypto. I'm like a kindergartner here. Okay, so yeah, extremely bullish, 90-10 favoring crypto. Now on the extremely bearish side, then you would have 10% crypto, 90% fiat. Okay? So that's what I mean when I'm talking about these big overall, I say, oh yeah, I'm 80-20 or I'm 70-30. And just to let you guys know, I'm typically ever rarely past 70-30 in either direction. Okay, when we broke the all-time high into price discovery, this is something I've seen many times before in stocks and whatnot. So I went 80-20 because I said, you know what, this is price discovery after years of consolidation essentially. This is price discovery. It's time to be on that extremely bullish side of the spectrum, and I went 80-20. Okay, now as we moved up, and if you want to see more of this stuff in specific, check out the portfolio management video, okay? Just search YouTube, Crypto Chase Portfolio Management. I'm not going to go over every single little percentage, but in that video I talked about a lot of how I trimmed in this area and everything. So hopefully, yeah, check that video out. That'll help. But basically, as we went upwards, I left 80-20, and by the top, I was 70-30 in favor of fiat. Okay? Then, now I'm going to run through this a little bit just so everyone can understand the past few days. So 70-30, right? Now when we dumped, what I was looking to do, my plan ahead of time was to add back and to get back to about 50-50. That's where I wanted, that's where I wanted to be on a big dump, was to get back to 50-50. So I put 20% of my net worth back into crypto on this dump, okay? Now, this is where things sort of got complicated and a lot of people started getting confused. But when we got the crash bounce, right? The bounce after the crash, I said that I took 65% profit. So what that meant was I took 65%. If you had that 20%, remember I added that 20% of net worth back on, I took 65% of that 20%. Okay, now it starts to get all complicated with the numbers, but hopefully that makes sense. So point being, I was no longer 50-50 when we got this crash bounce. I was more like I can't do the math in my head. I was more like, something like 60-40. Okay, I'm just going to take the number off of my head just to make it sound easy. It was probably not that generous, but yeah, somewhere around 60-40 on the crash bounce, moving away from 50-50. Okay, so we moved away from 50-50, we went to 60-40 on the crash bounce. Then I said I was going to re-add that exposure back at 33K. That's what I called for ahead of time. Okay, I said 33K comes, I'm going to add the exposure back. So, added that exposure back, and I was back around 50-50. Okay, and again, not necessarily 100% accurate, but I'm just trying to paint a picture here. Okay, and now at the moment, if I had to guess, I haven't done my portfolio yet, but at the moment, if I had to guess, I'm somewhere around 50, I'd say 55 to 60% fiat, something like that, just because things got all crazy in this area, right? It's really difficult to just tell you guys exactly everything that I did. There was multiple exchanges going on, regardless of, talking about accounts and net worth and whatnot. But I had, in my last video, I talked about how I utilized multiple exchanges and whatnot, reduced counterparty risk. What if one of the exchanges wasn't responsive? Then I needed to be able to buy on another exchange. All things of that nature. So things definitely got a little wild in here, and it was hard for me to keep up to an extreme degree. But basically, long story short, now if we shoot back up, I have a target right now of about 45.8, and all in this area right here, right? If we get anywhere back in this area, I'm looking to get back towards 70-30 in favor of fiat, okay? And if we happen to break back above this, right, I'll probably go back to, say a 60-40 in favor of fiat, okay? And that's just, where I'm at, because I see this huge bull run and I want to be taking profits in here, okay? And if it does go, like I said, if it does go to 200,000 or something, cool. I still got 40%. It's not the end of the world, okay? But what is the end of the world if you're 100% crypto the whole entire time and you take no profits, and then all of a sudden it dumps and you're seeing all this, bearish sentiment, crypto's dead, you sell the bottom, and then we get a bounce, and then you have nothing to sell. So instead of having good sells up here, getting another sell on the bounce, etc., having a great average sell around here, your sell is going to be here. Okay? So that's what you don't want to do. You want to take profits on the way up. You want to lock in. And so yeah, hopefully that covers a lot of the percentage talk and whatnot. When it comes to just typical normal trades, right, I'm usually risking anywhere between 0.25 to 1% of my net worth. Okay, I don't talk in portfolio size and all that. It's literally just net worth. Okay, so if it's a 5-minute scalp, I'm not going to be risking 1% of my net worth on a 5-minute scalp. Okay, if it's a 4-hour strong setup that I really like, maybe I'll risk the 1%. Maybe it'll be 0.75%, something along that nature. Now, on a day like the crash day where everything was so insane, right? I had been waiting for this pullback all this time, and my plan was to add back that 20%. Okay, so that's a huge anomaly, right, compared to what I'm risking, but also realize that that wasn't any type of leverage or margin trade or anything of that nature. This was spot. Okay, I was adding back 20% on spot, but also this was a big risk, right? So 20%, if we didn't get this bounce to here and I wasn't able to cut some exposure and we just kept going down and down and down all the way to zero, then sure, I would have lost 20% of my net worth. Okay, so hopefully all this is helpful to explain how I'm, terminology when I make my posts. Pay attention to if I'm saying something like 70-30, 50-50, things of that nature, or if I'm simply saying, oh, I cut half of this trade here, or I cut 50% of this trade here, okay? Or I cut 50% of this exposure here. There's a big difference between talking about, percentages of where I'm taking profits on a big spot overall net worth scale, etc., versus just daily trading. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. Thanks everybody, have a great day.